this. Okay? It's called finding the error. They do this every once in a while in Khan Academy, and where you have to figure out the error. Now, d dx. You're going, what does d over dx mean? Well, it says take the derivative with respect to x. Okay? Because you can take the derivative with respect to y, which we'll get in later this year, or whichever variable we want, r or t for time. And so we're going to be doing various variables. So d dx means take the derivative with respect to x. So what do you do when you have two things? Well, you take the derivative of each of them separately. So you take the derivative of 5x, you take the derivative of 1. So the derivative of 1 is obviously 0, and the derivative of 5x, you can take out the 5 on the outside and just take the derivative of x, which is 1, which is 5. Is there any mistakes in that one? And then you have to say what step it is, and I don't think Nate made a mistake. Oh, I am great. Okay, on this one, were there any mistakes? So distributed the derivative through, took out the negative 4, the derivative of x is 1, the derivative of 3 is 3. No. What's the derivative of 3? 0. So what step did they make the mistake on? Step 2. Okay? So this one, any mistakes? When you take the derivative of 8x, this is correct here, you factor out the 8, but you don't take the derivative of the factored out part. Okay? Because then it would make everything 0 all the time. So it's 8 times 1, or 8. So then step 3 is actually where the error occurred. Okay? 8 minus 2/3 x. Do you see a mistake where they made? Positive, negative there. Step number 1, very first step, because it's a minus and they put a plus sign. Okay? Woo! Yeah. All those energy points. Woohoo! Okay. And then the table. Okay. This tends to screw some people up, but okay. F of x at 1 is negative 4. The first derivative at 1 is 3. So the slope at 1 is 3. The y value at 1 is 4. That's how you read this. So the y, this is a 0.14. This is a 0.19. The slope at 1, negative 4 is 3. The slope at 1, negative 9 is negative 7. Okay? You got that? Okay. So if you go 2 times f of x, the derivative of 2 f of x, 3 g of x minus 2, okay? All right, so if you take the derivative of this, you just take negative 2 times the derivative. Negative 2 times 3, and you get negative 6. You take 3 times the derivative of that, and you get negative 7. But then if you take the derivative of negative 2, what do you get? 0. So it's just negative 2 times 3, which is 6, and 3 times negative 7, which is negative 21. So 6 minus 21 is negative 15. That should be our answer, right? Well, negative 2 times 3, which is negative 6, plus, negative 27. There we go. Good work, people. Okay. And so, what's the first derivative at 1 of this? Well, you take negative 4 times the first derivative, which is 0. 3 times the first derivative, which is 12. And then the first derivative of 2 is 0, so it should be just 12, right? Okay. So you're good with that, right? You can do that. So that's the other section of questions that we're doing today. And then on Tuesday, we'll take a quiz and we'll go on to sine, cosine, e to the x, and ln of x, those derivatives, which you will actually start using a note card now. Because I'll start allowing you to put rules on note cards because they're just too many to remember. But that note card, all the stuff you put on your note card, will have to be committed to memory when you take your AP test, because you will have to have those memorized, not your AP classroom test for this chapter, but in the AP test in the spring, you will have to know all those. Okay?